If your COPD patient's oxygen is 82% and you automatically grab a non-rebreather, you could actually make them worse. So let's talk about why. I'm Nurse Tina and I help nursing students think clinically at the bedside, not just memorize. And this is one of those moments where clinical thinking matters. You're admitting a 75-year-old male with COPD, barrel chest, pursed lip breathing, chronic smoker. You check his oxygen saturation and it's 82%. Now be honest, do we just throw on high flow oxygen? No, we do not do that. So looking at this lung model, let's look at what's actually happening inside the lungs. Within the alveoli in COPD patients, these airways are narrowed, gas exchange is impaired. So these patients often retain carbon dioxide. Over time, they adapt to higher CO2 levels. Instead of relying fully on carbon dioxide to trigger breathing, many rely more on low oxygen, what we call hypoxic drive. So if we suddenly flood them with high oxygen, it's not going to be a good result. So in regards to a non-rebreather mask, this device can deliver up to 90 to 100% oxygen. This is not controlled. If we over-oxygenate, we can blunt respiratory drive and it's just going to worsen the carbon dioxide retention. And there's another problem. We have the VQ mismatch. When you give too much oxygen flow, pattern shift and CO2 removal can actually worsen it. So the issue isn't just oxygenation, it's ventilation. This is why the Venturi mask matters. So you have your blue adapter, this delivers 24%, yellow delivers 28%, you have white, which delivers 31%, green delivers 35%, pink delivers 40%, and orange delivers 50%. The beauty of the Venturi mask is precision. It delivers an exact FiO₂ regardless of how fast the patient is breathing. It removes the guesswork. So controlled oxygen protects COPD patients. So this is high concentration, uncontrolled oxygen. This is controlled oxygen, measurable oxygen. For COPD, controlled oxygen wins. For COPD patients, our typical oxygen goal is between 88 to 92%, not 100%. Not perfect numbers, safe numbers. We titrate slowly, we reassess mental status, we monitor ABGs when appropriate. More oxygen is not always better, so precision matters. If the patient remains hypoxic despite controlled oxygen, if work of breathing increases, CO2 continues to rise, if mental status declines, that's when we escalate. So with BiPAP, it's a non-invasive support. If that fails, we prepare for higher level respiratory support. That's critical care thinking. This is why structured clinical thinking matters. At the bedside, we don't panic, we assess context. We recognize abnormalities, we evaluate the risk, we choose the safest next step. That's how safe nurses think. If this breakdown helped you understand COPD oxygen therapy more clearly, subscribe to Caring Casa. This channel is where we break down real nursing scenarios calmly, clearly, and clinically. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.